Okay, so most businesses and most agencies have trash landing pages, meaning you're paying for some kind of ads, people are clicking on your ads, but those people are not turning into leads. So if you have this problem, it's probably because of a bad landing page. Now, I've been doing this lead generation thing for about 4 years now, and I've spent thousands of dollars, built hundreds of landing pages across a bunch of local niches, including construction, gyms, real estate, mobile detailing, healthcare, and even for my own marketing agency, right? So I've had the luxury of testing out a bunch of different stuff. And I've basically figured out kind of like the 80-20 essential checklist slash blueprint that, in my experience, works the best for generating local leads, right? And there are some variations which I'll talk about, but this is really all you need to start getting leads that actually pay you for your local business. So let's jump into the source. Okay, so jumping straight in with an example. This is a landing page I built a long time ago for a mobile detailing client over in Florida. Now, this isn't actually live anymore, and I've removed their branding and stuff, so you don't know who the client is for their own privacy. But I've kept pretty much the whole structure the same. I've kind of relabeled stuff as generic stuff so you can see, how to actually set it up, right? So I'm going to be referencing a checklist here of everything you should include on your landing page. Now, if you want this checklist, just comment checklist below and I'll send it straight over to you. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So first things first about a landing page, right? You're probably seeing this up here and you're going to be surprised to see that because normally we never put menus on landing pages, right? At least that's what they say in like the books, the courses and stuff like that. But what I've actually found from my experience with local leads, right? So this doesn't go for any online type of services, but for local businesses, I found this is actually very helpful, right? Because people are looking for stuff. They're looking for services. They like to browse around a little bit. And I found that when I just had a single page without a menu up top, I actually got less conversions and less leads than when I've added like contact, home, and services and kind of made it look like a website. Now, if you don't know the difference between a landing page and a website is kind of just a broad thing where you can search around. It's got a bunch of information on it. A landing page is a page where there's only really one or two specific goals and everything is focused around that, right? So this is still a landing page because it's focused on one or two specific things, but we've got this menu up here that it does something for the Google ads as well, which I might explain at the end because it lowers your cost per click quite a lot. But anyway, you just want to keep it all focused. So you can test without this, but in my experience, this has always helped. And each of your service pages should also be a mini landing page in themselves, just for a specific service. Okay, so that's very important to start off with. Now, the first real thing on the landing page is this section here, which we call above the fold. And we call it that because when someone clicks on an ad, this is the first thing they see. It's above everything else, right? Now, there's some key ingredients for the above the fold section. The first one is a headline, but it should be a local headline, right? So this is a pretty simple one. I've just called it Kissimmee Mobile Detailing. The reason for this is anyone in Florida, right? Anyone in Kissimmee who's searching for mobile detailing is going to be like, oh, this is exactly what I want. So it's super relevant, firstly, but you can jazz it up a bit, call it like the most trusted mobile detailing company in Kissimmee, or looking for the best mobile detailing in Kissimmee. You can mix it up, add a bit of marketing to it, whatever you want to do, right? You can experiment a little bit, but it should have the basic service and the location in there to start with, especially if you're doing Google ads, right? So the next thing is going to be the sub headline. Important thing you want to try and do here is mention like the service list, everything that you actually do. So for mobile detailing, you can see all the different types of vehicles that are serviced. Again, so the customer knows they can actually help me, right? Maybe if it's for construction, you might list your different services. Like if you're a remodeling company, you might list all the different types of services you offer in there, for example, right? Here, you just, put a nice little marketing tagline. So enjoy that showroom shine without lifting a finger. Makes it sound easy, makes it sound super high quality, no shop, we come to you again, more easiness, right? Customers want value. Value comes from ease of access and then quality of service as well. They're two big important parts of the value equation, right? So that's the basic setup. You also want to have a picture, right, of what you actually do, of the actual service. So here we got someone cleaning a car, right? So super relevant. And then the main thing is you want to have calls to action. So you can see we've got two calls to action here. We've got a call button. So on a phone, if they click this, it will actually ring the actual business. And then we've got a free quote form here, which if we click this, it's going to open a pop-up, right? Very, very, very important that you make this clear. I see so many landing pages where this isn't even here. They don't even have this, right? You have to like scroll down, find it down here somewhere, but like it should be right up top immediately, right? And you can make this stick to the top, so even when they scroll, this comes down with you. I turned it off earlier, but you get my point, right? Because if you don't have a call to action, people don't know what to do. People are simple-minded. They're just scrolling. Oh, I need mobile detailing. Cool. Click on this. Oh, cool. But it's just, people are brain dead these days. Like, you got to make it easy for them. So that's the main important part. Now, in terms of another thing that's super, super helpful for those initial conversions at the start is a pop-up. So if I click this, you're going to see this pop-up. Now, when someone comes on this page, within 15 seconds, this pops up automatically. Now, this is another really important point because, again, people are simple, right? People will just follow instructions. If they're looking for mobile detailing, they're on the website, they're like, okay, cool, clearly this is a mobile detailing company. And then this pops up. They're like, okay, I need this. Oh, my name is this, my phone is this. And then they submit it, right? Super simple. Not everyone's going to do this. A lot of people will just close it. But even if one person submits this, that's a hot lead, right? You need to do this kind of stuff. Including an image here is a really nice feature too. Normally these days, you got to include something like this, saying you're not going to misuse their information. It's kind of a legal requirement. So make sure you got something like that in there. If you want to keep it super simple, you could literally just do name, phone, service, right? You don't even need to do email unless you need it. So you really want to have that pop up in the first 15 seconds. And then for any, call to action buttons, you can make it pop up too. Depends what you're using to build out your landing pages. I personally use Go High Level. I've tried a few other things, but that works good for me. It's very scalable for my agency. So yeah. Next up, I want to talk about chat widgets. I haven't got one on this website because I turned it off a long time ago. There's various ways to make them, but it's just nice to have a little chat saying, text us here to get a free quote, right? If you want me to show you how to set that up, comment chat widget. I'll make a video about it. Super easy. But because again, like you want to give them as many ways as possible for them to contact you. Some people like to talk on the phone. Some people like to fill out a form. Some people like to talk on text. So if you give all the three options on there, you're going to cater to everyone and get the most amount of leads, right? So that's really important. Now, scrolling down the landing page. So this is the most important thing because it's the first thing everyone sees. I think 80% of people probably won't even scroll down too far on the page. Don't quote me on that number, but a high percentage of people will just see this, either click back and back out of your website or close it, or they'll just become a lead, right? Without you having to do too much. They might scroll a bit, but this is the most important. But next up, you're going to see we got the review section. Now, these are just demo reviews that I just typed up myself. They're not real, so don't worry about it. But you should put your actual reviews here. I can show you how to make a review widget if you want. That's what I actually use. So, you've got live reviews kind of scrolling across the page. Again, comment reviews if you want me to do that. I only want to make the video if you actually want to see that. So, but this is just an example of what that should kind of look like. And again, another CTA, because again, you want them to opt in to get your product. So imagine they see this, they're like, oh, okay, it's a local mobile detailing company. Oh, they have good reviews. They must be a good company. Cool. Let me get a quote. Let me call them, right? That's kind of the psychology here. You just want to convince them quickly that you're the guy to go to. So After the top of the fold, we have our review section. I recommend as many as possible. Have a live widget, so it's your real reviews, just scrolling, showing so many. That's very important. After that, we're going to have our services section here. Now, you can set this up in many ways. This I made with AI, so this is kind of AI generated content, and then some really premium images, you know, showing like each type of service, so it matches. They're very high quality, before and afters, looks really nice, shows that you're a good company to work with. So again, it doesn't matter what you do. If it's construction, you can have images of like, you know, a fence, a roof, solar panels, whatever you want to have, and then just a headline. This is the most important thing. This does not need to be this long, but for this specific landing page, I decided to make it a bit longer. You can literally have a one-liner. We offer premium exterior detailing to make your car look like it's fresh off the lot again. And then just have the headline and the picture. That's all you really need. You don't need much more than that. But then just list all of your services out one by one with the headline, a little bit of description maybe, not necessary, and a nice clean photo, because you know what they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So very, very important stuff. Yeah, let the photos do the talking. An about us section, kind of optional. I mean, I think it's nice to do, nice to show that you're a real company. I would actually recommend you put a picture of yourself as the business owner somewhere over here with a happy customer. Put some character into your company, right? Make sure it's a nice photo though, that you're actually looking good, fresh, professional, not, you know, all dirty and tired and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just nice to give a little bit about the company. So not super essential, but I think it helps. You've got a frequently asked questions section as well. So what you can do is put common objections into this that your customers normally have, and then answer them there. So before they call you, you've already handled their objections, right? So I don't think I've got one here, but like imagine like someone is thinking about mobile detailing, like, is ceramic coating expensive, right? And then you could write something like, ceramic coating can be a little bit more pricey than other options. However, it lasts a super long time. It protects your car for years to come. So in the long run, it actually saves you money, right? So you see what I did there? Someone who might be against paying a high price, once you show them the value of the service, they might be like, okay, this is actually worth me investing into. So you can actually do that with your FAQ section. Pre-handle those objections that you might face when trying to close someone, right? Let your landing page do some selling for you. Now, final part is the, you know, what do we do kind of thing. So you can see I've listed all the locations around the local area. Again, just put the map on here and just write down all the areas that you serve. Super helpful. And then again, another CTA, give them an option to call or fill out a form. Super helpful stuff. Not super essential, doesn't do a crazy amount, but if they're wondering if you serve their area, they're going to check. So it's nice if you just tell them. And then you can throw up some little copyright stuff. I mean, you can see, you know, some generic copyright stuff here. This isn't the actual company, but you can see it's just pretty nice to have down there. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much that 80-20. I'm going to keep it short. There's a lot more nuance to this. So like I said, with these service pages, they're all mini landing pages in themselves. And you can set up your Google Ads in such a way where you can get a much higher conversion rate and also a much lower cost per click just by setting this up in the right way and connecting it to your Google Ads. So again, if you want to see something like that, comment Google Ads. I'll make a video about it. Tell me what you want to see and I'll put it out there. If you want the checklist for this video, I've got a couple extra bits and pieces in there, a bit of extra sauce that I'm not going to go over in this video. If you want that, comment checklist below. I'll just send it to you. So when you're setting up your landing page, you can just follow along. Makes it a lot easier. I still use this all the time myself for my agency. And yeah, So that's pretty much how you make an 80-20 landing page that actually converts people from ads into leads. So again, if you're paying for ads right now and you're not getting any leads come through, set your landing page up like this and it will probably help. If you're still having trouble with it, comment or email me. Maybe we can jump on a call. I can take a look at your landing page and tell you how you could maybe improve it. Okay? So I hope you appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.